the one thing that we needed to discuss is a case that ran for so many years. Again, we waited. After, say, it started after 28 or 29 years, we finally got a verdict in the Sister Abhaya case, or is it Sister Amala case?
Yeah,
Which
we'll
is the
come
one?
to Sister Amala a little later, but we'll stick with Sister Abhaya. I'll just give you, so for all of those who
Yeah,
don't know
you
the
are from
background,
Kerala. You have a better perspective.
yeah, I'll
on
just
that
give you a
case.
background as I understand it. By the way, I mean, I might be dropping off things because we don't have that much time. The case was, case caught the attention of Kerala in uh, March of 1992. So March of 1992, I was in Delhi.
You were
Okay,
young.
I was young. I still am. So, in Delhi, we got to read very little about it, but it was only there in the Malayalam papers. So what happened? The Sister Amala, Abhaya rather. I mean, look, this is what happens, Bala.
Yeah.
Sister Abhaya was a member of the St. Joseph's congregation in Kottayam, which is where I belong to actually, was found dead in a well at the convent. I think it's called St. Pius Convent, if I'm not mistaken. The date was March 26, 27, around that time. The local police conducted an inquiry and called it a suicide. They said, oh, it's a very clear case of suicide. Some problem was there. And the crime branch came in later immediately. And the crime branch actually strengthened the case and said, oh, you know what? This was suicide because she was having some psychological illness. So that compounded the factor. Okay, that happened. But then in between, what was happening was there was this gentleman called Jomon Puttanpurekal, who was a human rights activist there in Kottayam. He sort of didn't sit down quietly. He and Sister Abhaya's parents also and the villagers, they got together and created a Sister Abhaya Case Action Council, I think it was called, and went to the High Court of Kerala. High Court of Kerala did what every CBI Diary Kurupu movie in Malayalam does. We'll discuss that some other time, Bala. I'm sure some of you would understand the reference. So they immediately
already hear the
the music. Yeah,
music.
Mammootty walking in, right? Yeah,
exactly.
Anyway, that is the one. So they transferred the case to CBI, and now what happened? Now comes the interesting part. The CBI actually took over the case in '93, and the court had to set up 3 teams. The first team said nothing has happened. We couldn't find anything, probably because they were not looking. The second one said, no, there is something. 1995, there was a forensic team. I think
there was a case for murder, but we don't have the evidence.
No, that was the second team.
Where
the medical scientists did some experiments and said there could be homicide, but not sure. And this was presented to the CBI, and once again, the CBI said the court said what nonsense. They set up a third team, which said no, this is not, this is suicide. All this while, the
this
parents,
is murder.
It went from oscillating from one to the other. No charge sheet, nothing. Okay, this continued. All this while, the parents and this Jomon chap, Puttanpurekal guy, they continued, and they actually brought forth that witnesses were not taken into consideration. The relevant ones were kept away. Some of the records were obviously tampered with, and all of those things happened. So I think between 96 and 99 or 2005, these 3 CBI reports were rejected by the court. That much was very clear. That is, all this while the papers were full of the story. It continued. However, after that, there was a lull, and I think it was in 2008, if I'm not mistaken, 2008 September, October, around that time, the court sort of got exasperated and said, you know what, I think we need to send this case back to the Kerala branch of CBI. And maybe that is when Sister Amala, the word that Bala used, came into picture, because Sister Amala happens to be a character in a movie called Crime File, which was based on this
entire incident.
And it was released which year I don't remember. I can tell you it was released
1999.
99. Yeah, it came as early as that, and had Suresh Gopi, who's currently a BJP MP in Rajya Sabha, and he probably has the record for playing the police officer maximum number of times. In fact, even when he is not playing the police officer, he plays a police officer.
Exactly. Yeah. Even if he plays a beggar, he will be a police officer.
Yeah, he looks like a police officer. And he was the one who brought the middle finger salute to Malayalam film industry. So that is his claim to fame.
And by the way, we are all fans of Suresh Gopi.
All of us are fans.
On screen.
I'll do this. He does this. Yeah. So anyway, so So maybe the Kerala High Court thought, yeah, if only Suresh Gopi was with us, he would have solved the case. But whatever the case, so it sort of they brought it back to CBI in 2008, and then things started moving a bit, and resulted in the arrest of two people: Father Thomas Kotur, and Father Jose
Yes.
Putri Kayil, two of them, and Sister Sefi, who were all from the same same congregation.
Okay.
However, what happened was that now comes the funny part. Within a year, less than few months, they were let go by the court.
They were given a bail or let go?
They were given a bail. Yeah, obviously they were let go on. I was going to say that on grounds that the arguments were based more on the media reports than the case file.
Yes.
Now, if you think about so many cases that we have come across, quite a few media reports have gotten into the case file, if I might say.
Exactly.
So, I'll leave you that question. Does it make sense? In fact, the advocate, if I remember, was a lady. She said, no, this doesn't make sense. Anyway, a year later, charge sheets were finally filed, and the metropolitan, I think the judicial magistrate in Kochi, I think, was started hearing, and it then continued for a good 9 years.
9 years. Finally, we had this big.
In between, Jose Putri Kayil was acquitted because they couldn't find enough evidence that he was in the premises during that on that day. So, and when these people were acquitted, there were news reports, and TV or television went berserk in Kerala with these people distributing sweets and sort of saying God has won or things like that. But anyway, I think God had other ideas, because he put a petty thief on top of a tree.
Yes, that's the most interesting aspect of the whole thing.
I want to say that I want to bring that. Yeah. So this petty thief called Adakya Raju. Adakya means beetle nut.
Beetle nut.
So our man was in the premises on top of a tree or somewhere, and he actually saw these two priests walking around, and the nun walking around. But the courts did not initially accept him as a witness. You might have seen in movies, "Arey, ye to chor hai, iska kya hai?" All those things probably happened. So, which is why sometimes I feel that fact is stranger than fiction.
Exactly.
Right. So, anyways, based on this guy's verdict, he was, I think, the third witness. Amongst the others, based on this guy's witness, the court finally found the two guys, Father Kotur and Sister Sefi, guilty of murder. And just 2 days before Christmas, 2 days before Christmas, both of them were sentenced to life and a fine of 5 lakhs each. So this is, in summation, the story. In between, a lot of things happened.
From none being guilty and none with two fathers being guilty. That is the story.
Yeah. So then, and why was the murder committed? Murder was committed before. Obviously, the story is, or rather, the court was told that Sister Abhaya came down to have a glass of water at 4 a.m. and found the nun and the two priests in a very sexually compromising position. And there were also reports in Kerala that the sister went to the extent of actually rebuilding her hymen and things like that, just so that to prove that she has had no sexual relations with anybody. So it was a nasty, murky case, which sort of polarized even the Christian community, because this happened in one sect and there are other sects. So Central Travancore.
Because I do remember, Raj, when the film was out, Crime File, they had to change the climax because of the protest from the Catholic community.
Yes. So the Crime File, the movie, if it is available on I think Hotstar, if I'm not mistaken. That movie, they had to change the ending from a sexual connotation to that of a monetary, which in their minds was better than having a sexual thing. Which brings us to the moot question: why can't priests have sex? But anyway, that is a separate. We'll have some other.
But that film is interesting in the sense it's directed by Madhu, who obviously also directed CBI Diary Kuripu. That's pretty interesting, because this is the case when the CBI actually investigated with the use of dummy, which of course we all know was kind of made famous in the film CBI Diary Kuripu. Dummy to dummy, 5 meter.
Yeah, which was made into Hindi also. I can't remember the name of the movie. It was made in Hindi. Yeah, it had Rajkumar, Nasiruddin Shah and all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. but I don't want to spoil my memory of it because
I,
kind of a cult movie, man. Even for Tamils
obviously.
like me.
Yeah, correct. So this was,
So,
this was, I mean, I
the
can't.
use of dummy in a regular investigation because we know it from the film.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
And not just that, we know it. I mean, not only do we know, it was, the movie was called Police Public
Police.
in Hindi, by the way. It was made in
Okay.
Hindi and released in 1990. Had Rajkumar, Nasiruddin Shah, Kabir Bedi, Raj Kiran, Poonam Dhillon, Prem Chopra, blah 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 blah.
Sorry, man.
So yeah, so there were quite a few. So anyway, so but then Police Public just didn't match up to the Malayalam version, and to the point where the dummy throwing became a comic relief in many of the other movies that we
And
saw.
it's still a pop material for popular memes.
Yeah.
Dummy to dummy 5 meters is a popular because
Yeah.
sitting in Tamil Nadu, I can relate to it, man.
Yeah. So I think, look, Sister Abhaya's story was obviously not one which we want ever repeated again, because it is really tragic, and this was really a case of justice delayed being justice denied, because her parents, who were for decades they were waiting for justice, they passed away a few years back.
That's sad, no?
Yeah, that is really sad, and which is where the entire system sort of sucks, because and there were instances. There was one officer who was actually found dead with his the vein slit. There's another officer who actually went back and said, no, I was pressurized. He resigned. He had, I think, 6 or 7 years to go. I'm forgetting the names of these officers. A lot of muck was raked.
But I want to make one point, Raj.
Yes, please. Yeah.
See, this is possible. This case has been possible in a state like Kerala, man. I don't think such a thing would have happened in another place like, say, I have to take names, UP or Bihar, because the people, they are generally, I mean, by and large, I mean, there are bad apples everywhere. People generally, they are much more vigilant and much more in terms of justice oriented in a state like Kerala rather than in other places. I don't think this case would have led to its eventual conclusion in another place. That's my personal feeling.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I would agree that you need to sort of, somewhere you need to go towards that direction. And I think somebody like Jomon Puttanpurekil deserves mention here, because he was unflinching in his activities. He was stood there. I mean, to be on a case for 25 years or whatever, 28 years, and continuously be there, knowing fully well that he doesn't have an axe to grind there. I mean, he's doing it as a mere...
He has no vested interest in the case.
Public-spirited citizen.
Exactly.
So yeah, that is one end of the spectrum, and the other one is what I want to close our show with, is our great friend Adakke Raju.
Okay.
Why am I saying that? Because his latest conversation with the television camera was hilarious.
Oh, okay.
I mean, hilarious and also very touching, both. So it's there on quite a few English channels, also English and Hindi channels, if you might want to watch it. So the guy says, look, for me, he says, so they said, like, God let them free. He said, God put me on that treetop. I was made to sit there by God, and I was made to watch. And all through this, I was fighting God's battle, because crores were offered to me. I didn't accept. I mean, I was ill-treated by the police, didn't flinch. The society was, despite being a thief, society was with me. And for me, Sister Abhaya was like my daughter. I don't want any one of my daughters or daughters of the family to feel anything like this. So that was the touching part. And the hilarious part hilarious part is, he said, I feel so elated that I might go and have a few drinks today.
Oh, great. I mean,
that's the Kerala spirit, man.
Kerala spirit. A thief being a crucial witness and not being swayed by money.
Yeah.
It's one for the ages, man.
Seriously. So I think Suresh Gopi can now act as Adakke Raju and come back again. If he wants to act.
From Isho Panikkar
to Adakke Raju, maybe. Yes. So I think, thanks, Bala. I think that was today's, yes, it was like, yeah. So what would I say? I think Sister Abhaya would finally rest in peace. I think we'll leave it there.
Exactly.
So thanks for watching, and keep watching and keep sharing, sharing your comments on Tweak the Week. We'll see you next week.
Come back next week.
Thank you.